On this episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, we in season 4. So you know what we're here to do, bring another episode of season 4. You ready? Let's go. We talking about fantasy football. We talking NFL. A little bit of NCAA coming in. Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift. Big news out there. Hearing some stuff about Rampage Jackson's son beating the shit out of a wrestler, professional wrestler. I don't know exactly where, out there in LA somewhere. We'll talk about that as well. And we got a bunch of Cinema Corner stuff to talk about. New shows. I saw Weapons. I'm gonna talk about that for a little bit with y'all. And we got some shit to talk about, man. Didn't have a pod last week. I had the fantasy draft. I was gonna try to film it live and bring it to you guys. That's why I'm wearing my Mike Evans, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the Bucks in a little bit too, but you know what I'm saying? It was a little wild last year, just like this year. I couldn't really control the iPad, the camera the way I wanted to, and host and participate the way I wanted to. So if you saw the video on YouTube, it was a little wild, but we'll get into all that. But it's episode 254, again, season 4 of the Best of Bias podcast. So let's get right into it. Actually, you know what? It might be season 3. What am I talking about? Either way, we'll get right into it. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Let's get it. Let's go.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? What's up? And welcome back to another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. You know, where all your dreams come true, where you're all the bias you want to hear. Welcome to season 4. It was confirmed season 4. I don't know why I was tripping. Season 3 was last season. Season 4 is this season. You better get used to it. Because I'm going to say it a lot. Season 4 is here. Get ready for more excitement. I started season 4 off with a guest. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you ain't watched it yet, go watch it. Chelsea did a great job on there. Answered some of the hard-hitting questions. A new game that we introduced to the Best of Bias podcast. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a little bit more, more involved with the guests when they come instead of just going over the pop culture topics. Kind of just pick their minds with some questions, some icebreakers, some little games to help you get to know the person better, so they can kind of delve deep into some shit maybe that they don't, sometimes I bring topics they don't talk about and they don't really know much about. So instead of that, even though I do kind of sit in them pre-scripts, they're supposed to do their research, but sometimes they don't. But it's all good. But it's a lot more fun for you guys to get to know them and see what they all about and meet all the new guests. So that's what we're going to do from now on. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode 253 out right now, wherever you find your favorite podcast. Google, or not Google Play, let's go. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you find your favorite podcast, you can find us there. Speaking of YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell right now for the Best of Bias podcast. AKA does a great job of putting all this shit together. I usually talk about it at the end, but I want to remind you guys now too. Hit that bell so you don't miss any the new pods. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out, helps us get a little higher in the algorithm. And get to spreading this news a little faster and, building the family a little bit bigger. But again, before we get started with the pod, hope y'all doing all right. Again, I haven't seen y'all in a couple of weeks, so hopefully the mentals is all good. It's the weekend, about to be Labor Day weekend, so hopefully everybody is doing well when they're listening to this. Hopefully you got their feet up vacationing. Hopefully you got that day off. And if you're working, like I always like to say, get that money. You know what I'm saying? That overtime pay, I know, you feel me? I know how it be. We need that dough, especially with the holiday season coming up. Don't let it stress you out, though. We here to have you, help you let your hair down, have a good time. You feel me? Stress free. Hope you ready for some bias. I'm checking on you this week just to make sure you all good. Last week was probably rough without me. I know, but I'm back now for some bias. Let's talk about some of these fantasy drafts. You guys started soon or started already drafting for fantasy football. A lot of people are starting this weekend since all the preseason games and shit are over. We drafted last weekend, so we're going to talk about that draft party. We'll talk about that first probably, but again, hopefully everybody's doing well and ready to talk some bullshit, because that's what we're gonna do today, lighten the mood a little bit. In light of, let me just kind of get out there. I'm gonna get this out of the way first, not to make light of it or anything, but it's very fresh and I don't really have many details, but I'll be remiss if I didn't send my prayers out to all the families out there in Minneapolis where another senseless school shooting took place today. I think 2 died, 17 injured. Why people are choosing schools to attack and take their own lives. Nobody deserves to be shot at all, but innocent children who have nothing to do with this world, that may have bummed you out, have nothing to do with, any of the troubles you're going through. They're young. They haven't even got to experience the world that these people are done with. You know what I'm saying? They want to take themselves out, so they're deciding to go to schools and take out kids. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So hopefully, I don't even know what to say anymore, because we always talk about we should change gun laws, this, and that. Obviously, people don't give a damn about these gun laws. If it takes hundreds, I don't even know how many it is now, of kids getting shot for people to realize that we need better gun control in this country. I understand the Second Amendment and all that stuff, the right to bear arms and all that shit. But man, shit's getting crazy. Just seeing the video of this dude with all this shit scribbled, manifestos and shit scribbled all over the weapons and all this shit on his... It's like, when people are posting this shit online, I don't know how this person was able to find it. Obviously, it was online somewhere. They should have flagged it. They should find these people flashing guns, public saying crazy racist shit. Like, we need security at schools now. It's over with. People say that we don't need that. We don't need people to be armed at schools to take care of children. Bro, I couldn't even imagine sitting in my child's school and being the last time I ever seen them, thinking they're protected at school, just going there to learn, to better themselves, doing what the kid's supposed to do. A naive a child with all the aspirations and hopes in the world is taken away by, I don't know. I don't even call this person a person. Like, it's less of a person to do some shit like that, man. But anyways, sorry. I just wanted to, because that was fresh on my mind. I know I wasn't going to be having hella details about it right now. And I know it's fresh today. It happened today, I believe. So I just want to send my prayers out before we get into any of this mundane stuff like sports and movie reviews and stuff. I want to send my prayers out to those families. So a moment of silence for them, and hopefully you guys can send those prayers that way too. Prayers out to everybody, man, because this is time. Health is wealth. Everybody going through something. Prayers out to you. It's just sends of prayers, man. Let's love each other again, because all this hate and all this evil around this world is just very depressing. Hopefully we can turn it around, man, and somehow just bring light to a negative place we're at right now. But again, let's get to some other stuff. Again, prayers out to all those families. But man, hopefully I can be that light for y'all. Fantasy football, man. I know you guys are ready. You know how I talk my shit about it. The best of bias fantasy football in this Invitational 2025 just drafted. Bro, I killed it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys listen to it, I know you're not people in the league. I know how y'all like to front on me and shit like that. And don't like to be a part of the pod. Just want to try to take my money in fantasy football. I'm going to start getting real disrespectful in this shit, bro. Kenny, you're first. You're first on the list. We about to get real disrespectful in this shit, man. We might go undefeated. I might turn into the heel this season. Cause I really don't care no more. I feel like my name, is being disrespected. I feel like people don't know who started this shit. This is the best of bias invitation. Not saying I started fantasy football, but bro. Y'all think just cause I didn't win last year, that I ain't about to come back and pop my shit and actually win this year? If you're into fantasy football, if you've been doing your research, if you're a person like me to listen to pods, do all the shit you need to do and take this shit seriously to win the money, I'm talking to you right now. All those people who like to lollygag into their drafts, I'm gonna draft off vibes and still win. I don't respect it. I'm all about you participating and doing that, but if you ain't getting it out the mud, I don't want to hear it. If you're taking motherfucking Sam Laporta in the 4th round, I don't want to hear it. If you're drafting Joe Mixon, even though he's injured and on the PUP list, 4th round, I don't want to hear it. You're drafting Rashee Rice, even though he's getting suspended, thinking, oh, it's sweet. It don't matter. He'll play 4 games, or he'll be suspended 6 and come back for the playoffs. I don't want to hear that shit. We talking research and fundamentals and acting like we've been there before. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you who I got this year. First round, I went Malik Neighbors at 8. Second round, I got Bucky Irvin. You know what I'm saying? You got to go running back second round. First round, you do that top receiver that you can get that PPR off of. Malik Neighbors. 170 catches last year. I would have taken him over CeeDee Lamb possibly. That's just how I'm feeling this year. And I had CeeDee Lamb last year and he got hurt. Like last year I had everybody that's good this year and I still lost on some injury shit, yada, yada, yada. I got 3rd place, so I wasn't terrible. But Kyler Murray really killed it for me. You guys know about that. I talked about it a lot last season. But anyways, neighbors. Second round, I got Bucky Irving. I was going to take Bucky Irving or Chase Brown if Bucky Irving was taken. I thought I was going to get sniped for Bucky Irving's early second round after Derrick Henry. I don't even think Drake London went. I think Derrick Henry. I passed on Ashton Genty just because I was so locked on Bucky, because you know what it is Bucks all day. I kind of, in my research, I just disregarded Bucky because I felt like I was going to get sniped just because people know how much I like Bucky Irving. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even wear my Mike Evans jersey to the draft because I knew people would draft Mike Evans because they knew I wanted him because I'm wearing the jersey. You know what I'm saying? I have a Bucky Irving jersey too. I didn't wear that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't give away my hand, but again, this is where that research comes in. You got somebody seeing a person right before me see A-Chain on a platter, not knowing, hey, he has that calf injury, might be out 4 weeks. Arguably, if A-Chain was healthy, he'd be a first rounder, first pick in the second round type shit, depending on if you liked him over Henry, you know, because of the PPR availability. But that's where the research, if you haven't been following for the last couple of weeks, you wouldn't be monitoring or hearing the doctors come on these pods and talk about how the injuries, at least this, the coach is hiding information. He's trying to trick you into drafting. I'm trying to take your money. This calf injury is worse than they're putting on. And it's really easy to re-injure. And we already know A-Chain deals with those soft tissue injuries. And he's one of those littler players who can't really take much punishment. So those little, fast guy injuries like the calf strain, it gets him. You know what I mean? So taking him instead of Bucky or Chase Brown as a running back early in the second to me was kind of crazy. But I got Bucky, so that's good. Third round, I was coming to pick Omarion Hampton. The hype on Omarion Hampton is up there if you're in the know. Najee Harris is going to be out for a while because of the eye injury, and Omarion Hampton is really liked by Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. The offense is going to run the shit out of the ball. You know how the Chargers kind of get down to limit the turnover possibilities of Justin Herbert. So Omarion Hampton, 6'1", ran like a 4.4, can catch the ball in the backfield, is going to get all the work there. You know what I'm saying? I think even Najee Harris might even start on the pup. So that's clear RB number 1 on the offense that's going to score a lot of points. And then fourth round, I planned to pick Courtland Sutton, but somehow Trey McBride was still on the board on the fourth round, pick number 8. I was like, huh? How is he still here? That's where that research comes into play. You saw Brock Bowers go on the first. I think Kittle went before Trey McBride, and that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Especially we got a lot of 49ers fans in the building. I knew that was kind of going to happen, but Trey McBride's a fringe 2-3 turn pick. If not late second, depending on how you feel about him and Brock Bowers, third at least. But him to get all the way back to 8 pick in the fourth round, that's that study. And to get him in the fourth round and still be able on the turn to get Sutton in the fifth, it was all a dream just a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Sutton, I wanted him to be my number 2 receiver, cause I planned to either get Mike Evans or Courtland Sutton and then pair him with Baker Mayfield or Bo Nix. Bo Nix was going, and Baker Mayfield were going to 7th, 8th round in all the mock drafts and research that I did. So I waited. Everybody started taking quarterbacks. I think they might have started taking quarterbacks in the 3rd. I think it might have happened in the 3rd. Lamar Jackson went first pick in the 2nd round. Josh Allen went first pick of the 3rd round, followed by Jaden Daniels. So I was like, oh, these guys are just taking the running back or the running quarterbacks off the board super early. So I know there's going to be a lot of time to wait. So I got Courtland Sutton. After Courtland Sutton, I kind of was looking like, I need another running back, to kind of like pair with, I kind of was looking around for talent. Travis Hunter, number 4 pick in the draft, Colorado stud. Was sitting there at the 6th round. And I was thinking, like, why is he still here? You see the 5th round talent, at the least early 5th round talent, if not right behind Courtland Sutton. So I was able to take Travis Hunter in the 6th round. And then everybody was sleeping on Caleb Johnson, not knowing he's going to start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's between him and Jaylen Warren, but they drafted Caleb Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, in the 2nd round, if not earlier. So the fact that he's going to get a lot of burn coming out of IO, he was so nasty. So in preseason, there was mixed feelings about him, but I think before the end of the season, he'll be starting over there for Pittsburgh. So I feel like that was a steal, along with the Travis Hunter to throw on my flex. Also, I was able to get, who else was it on my bench? Let me pull up my team here. I'm kind of drawing a blank now that I'm actually saying it. Let's see. Oh yeah. After Caleb Johnson, I was able to go ahead and grab Jordan Mason, to add another running back to the core. Somebody drafted Aaron Jones in the 4th round. So I was like, bruh, Jordan Mason's going to take over for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones always gets hurt. To get him in like the 9th round was crazy. And then I got, Jacoby Myers, from the Raiders, #1 receiver there. He's actually requesting a trade now, ever since they got Amari Cooper back. And, Brock Bowers, of course, and Ashton Genty are going to get most of the touches, so maybe he's kind of freaked out about that and want to trade. But I got Jacoby Myers. The 49ers need a receiver. They said they're not going to trade him to the 49ers, but anywhere else he goes, I'm sure he's still going to get, if it's a receiver needy team, he's going to get a lot of burn, so I got him. I was able to get Tyler Warren. I don't know how. Again, this is where research pays off. Probably the best rookie tight end coming out. I got him like in the 11th round. On some slide shit to pair with Trey McBride so I can interchange them two, especially when he kind of comes on towards the end of the season. Everybody's sleeping. And then I got Tez Johnson. That's an inside thing because you know how I rock. Bucks, Oregon fan. Been watching Tez since he got drafted. With the injuries to Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan, that kind of pushed him up to the receiver 3 behind Emeka Ibuka and Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to the 53-man roster when I talk about the NFL, but man, having him is just going to be a sleeper because kind of nobody knows about him yet. He's 0% rostered right now, and he's a number 3 receiver that's going to get a lot of burn. In my opinion, he might be a little better than Emeka Ibuka, especially as in his college career. But, he went to Ohio State, Emeka did, with the bigger name and won a national championship. Tez Johnson, smaller, ran a slower 40 and didn't win a national championship, even though he went undefeated last year and only lost in the playoffs. But nobody remembers that, and nobody remembers how good Tez was with Bo Nix and him being, they're going to always bring up, he's his little brother type shit. But, and everybody believes in the Broncos this year, but Tez Johnson is an afterthought. We're going to wake him up. Just like last year, Bucky showed everybody what he was about being drafted in the 4th. Tez is going to do even better being drafted in the 7th. Give him punt return, and he's going to be nasty as a receiver 3 in the slot. I'm telling you, bro. Just watch. Let's just watch. I got Kansas City's defense, and then Evan McPherson, because I know the Bengals are going to score a lot of points. Kansas City are going to get assisted by the refs. If they don't have, if they don't do well, I have San Francisco's defense as well. They have one of the easiest schedule in the whole NFL. So I'm looking good there. I drafted a great team. I got an A+ grade from Yahoo for drafting the team that I drafted. They were just amazed that I was able to get the players I got in the rounds that I got them, so they gave me that A+. So, yeah. I how I do it, I don't know, but I am going to do it starting with Kenny, man. Kenny, you were the one that picked Rashee Rice, man. And you got fucking Jordan Addison. You're playing with those suspensions and playing with the potential, man. You don't want those suspension games. There's no IR spot for suspension guys. They're just wasting away on your bench. They will give you points when they come back, maybe for your playoff run, but by then you could be fucked because you took Rashee Rice in like the 5th, and the value there that you could have took somebody else is kind of gone now since you have Rashee Rice on your roster. So I don't know. I offered some trades early in the season, but I feel really good about my roster. So I think that'll be the last time I ask for a trade, to be honest. But I will be monitoring everybody else. That trade like happened last year, that Joe Burrow for fucking Kirk Cousins and Devin Singletary, that kind of shit ain't gonna happen this year. I'm watching closely. I don't want to be the guy that have to veto shit, but come on, now. Let's not get over on people, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's be really participative this year. Let's get on this podcast, and hey, thank you for your money, because I'm getting my belt back, Derek, too. You got your belt, and Sean, you got your toilet trophy. I don't know who's gonna get that. It ain't gonna be me. But this fantasy year is about to go crazy. It's about to go crazy. NFL is about to start. And of course, preseason's over. Me personally this year, I'm really excited for the NFL. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of transitioning out of the fantasy football. So if you want to tune in, I'll be talking about it a lot. Fantasy football invitational 2025 is in full effect, baby. Let's go! And every week I'll give updates and stuff as the season's going on, like I did last year. If you guys were here, every week I give an update on the scores, standings, and what's going on in the league. Even if you're not in the league, sorry if you don't care. If you're in fantasy football, I like to let you guys know how I'm doing in comparison to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep up to date with y'all. You know, because fantasy shit, I'm really down with it. I can help you guys win. And also NFL, I'll talk about NFL every week, kind of go through the spreads and who I think is going to win, help people win money. Because the betting, for me, Prize Picks is coming back when the NFL and the NBA comes back. This baseball shit right now is just taking my money. WNBA, you're taking my money. Sabrina, you know, I'll be trying to bet on you sometimes, but you be taking my money. But yeah. Anyways, NFL. Yes, I want to talk about the Buccaneers because that's all I really care about, honestly. Rashee Rice, we talked about the suspension. Suspended for that car accident he was involved in. He fled the scene, injuring a bunch of people. He didn't kill anybody like, you know, Ruggs did. Thank the Lord. But he did flee the scene, and it was nonetheless a very, troubling and criminal act. You know what I'm saying? Not the worst thing in the world, because, you know, again, he didn't kill anybody, murder anybody, beat up anybody. But driving reckless can get you in a lot of trouble, can kill somebody, and we've seen it happen in the NFL, so you should kind of be smarter than that. But yeah, he got suspended 6 games. And, you know, we don't know what's going to happen or how that's going to affect, the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? We saw young Kelsey just got engaged to T Swift. So, you know, he's going to have something to play for this year. You know, Mahomes is going to try to turn up for him, and, you know, the TV is going to be all over that engagement. So we're going to have to see a lot of that shit this year. I don't know how much you guys really care about that, but it seems to be the topic that TV kind of gets the most viewers that usually don't view their shit by just talking about Taylor Swift. Like, I'm watching TV like today, yesterday, and these sportscasters and these sports outlets and these talking heads are talking about Travis Kelce getting engaged to Taylor Swift for longer than like 10 minutes. Like, we understand he's getting married, and we talked so much shit last year about how this relationship was kind of just a publicity thing and kind of just getting in the way of what real football, though it brought millions of fans in, the Swifties watching football and interested in football, mostly probably Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, we get it, but I just don't want to be pulled down by it this year, man. Especially if the Chiefs are not playing playoff contention. What if they're bad and we're just forced to be hit in the face with Taylor Swift and Kelsey all day to the point where they're just going to cheat for him again? We don't want that. We don't want that shit to carry over. Last year, there was major cheating going on. I know we kind of brushed it to the side and really didn't want to talk about it. I don't know if that was a Taylor Swift effect, but if that's going to carry on this year, when we see the referees acting the way they was acting last year, I'm not saying it's going to be a riot, because it's probably not, but nah. We should just, AFC, get your shit together and beat these motherfuckers, please, because I don't want to see that shit. I don't. I really don't. I'm not really interested. You know what I'm saying? And they shouldn't be getting this impartial treatment. Nobody else in the history of the NFL or NBA or anything like that has gotten this much attention about outside of football stuff on the football field. Anyways, Buccaneers. Cut the roster down to 53, man. I'm really excited this year about our team. Me personally, I feel like the NFC is wide open. Everybody says the Eagles are bound to repeat. I say, we beat the Eagles twice, 2 years in a row. We beat the Eagles in the playoffs last time we played them. So I don't fear the Eagles. They stack their roster all they want to, but when it comes to us, it's like, oh, we got some players hurt now. Oh. Well, stay healthy, bitch. Come on, bring your shit. We bringing it this year. Top offense, Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin. He'll be back week 2, even though, because we didn't put him on the pup. He's still injured, but they just want to give him extra time to ramp up, and he'll be back week 2. So Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Tez Johnson, Ryan Miller, Sterling Shepard, Cameron Johnson. Those are our receivers. Running backs, you already know what it is. Bucky. We got Rashad back, Sean Tucker. You already know what's going on the offensive line. Wirfs will be back. We got, is it Bredesen in the left guard? Of course, we got Connor Barth at the center. Right guard, we got Cody Malk. And, what's Gadecki's first name? Whatever. Gadecki at right tackle. Everybody coming back. Everybody good. We straight there. Defensively, finally, Kalijah Kancey's going to play, starting next to Vita Vea. Yaya Diaby with Hassan Reddick. So we have two reliable ends now. Middle linebacker, the stalwart, Hall of Famer, Levante David. Next is Savassier Dennis, Deion Jones. At cornerback, Jamel Dean, please don't get burnt. Zion McCollum on the other side. We have, who we got in the middle though? I think it'll be, is it Benjamin Morrison? Is he starting at nickel? I don't think so. But Christian Izien, Jacob Parrish. I don't know why I always say Robert Parrish. He's a Celtic. I don't know why I keep saying that. Jacob Parrish. We got Ty Key at safety. We got Antoine Winfield coming back. We got a full deck and a bunch of rotational pieces. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. Chase Money McLaughlin. I can't forget your name because you money, just like your name say. I'm ready this year. Tez Johnson's going to show himself. I talked a little about it earlier. Kick returner. We'd never had a kick returner. This man's going to be electric. I'm telling you, just stay healthy. If we stay healthy, Baker Mayfield, you already know what it is. Teddy Bridgewater at the backup quarterback. Let's go. We ready to play. Todd Bowles, Jason Light been working very hard putting this roster together. Last 2 years, we didn't have the roster we wanted. A lot of injuries to start the season. We're dealing with a couple here this year, but I think everybody's going to be ready to go by at least week 1 to play the Falcons. Week 2, everybody's going to be healthy and ready to, gel and put up some points. I know our offense is going to be ready. If our defense, backups or anything showed anything in preseason, that they'll be all right to back up our starters. Woo! Sorry, Shiloh, you had to get cut. I know a lot of people that are fake Buccaneers fans are mad about that and kind of like, oh yeah, we're not Bucs fans no more. Fuck the Bucs for cutting Shiloh, bro. Shiloh went undrafted because of Shiloh. You know what I'm saying? He had his whole college career. He had his whole post-combine time to learn how to tackle. He's a thumper, but he's a shoulder tackler. He needs to step up and wrap up. You know what I'm saying? If not, we need you to be a ball hawk. I don't think he's either one of those things. I mean, he can be a practice squad guy. He can play. But if you're not ready to step on the field and back up our DBs like we need, because in Tampa, there's a lot of soft tissue injuries. I don't know if it's the heat, humidity. I don't know what it is. But if you're struggling to make the practice squad, not making tackles and stuff, punching somebody in the face and just ruining your whole game to get evaluated, you're going to get cut for somebody else to make the 53-man roster. We're already hurt at receiver. Jalen McMillan and Chris Godwin are going to, start not playing for week 1. So we're going to need to put a bunch of receivers on the roster. Cornerbacks and shit, we need them. So, Izien and Ty Key and Antoine Winfield, you had a chance to back them up, but he saw a little bit more in the other guys, and the other guys were able to be fully evaluated, so he was able to be kept. The whole narrative about the NFL hates the Sanders boys. Sador, it seems like that may be true, but Shiloh, I feel like is kind of, I don't want to sound bad, but kind of always been kind of being successful in the shadow of his dad and brother. I don't mean that in any negative way at all, but I'm saying that he had a lot more to learn in college when he was there, to being a draftable early round taken safety. And then now that he's in the NFL, he still needs to learn. There's bigger guys, more professional route runners, offensive players. So we need 53 players, and we need them now. And we don't have time to kind of teach him how to play football at the professional level right now. Maybe we'll sign him back to the practice squad because I don't think nobody claimed him off waivers. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not, it wasn't what we needed right now, but I'm hoping for the best, man. First 4 weeks are kind of tough. We're starting opening with a rival, but I think we can do it, man. Again, I'll be here every week talking about the NFL. Be at a lot of NFL games, going to the Rams, Buccaneers this season. I will be there live in effect, to report on what I'm seeing, to be at SoFi for the first time. So I'm excited about that. Ducks football this weekend. And NCAA finally opens up. It's week 0 still. No conference player, nothing like that. But we got some big games coming. Ohio State's playing Texas. So there's some big games to watch this Labor Day weekend. Hopefully everybody's getting, pull up somewhere, barbecue, drink a beer, whatever you like to drink and indulge in, and watch some good football. I think Florida State plays Alabama. There's going to be some really good games. You know what I'm saying? Though Oregon plays Montana State. We got a really weak schedule this year. So if Dante Moore can handle business, and if our defense is that much better than it was last year, and we can hold Ohio State, we can hold Penn State, I think we can go through another undefeated season. And maybe we can perform a little bit in the playoffs. But NCAA's opening this weekend. We got football the week after that with the Cowboys and Eagles. We are so back. You know what I'm saying? NBA is around the corner too. But hopefully everybody's excited. Again, I'll be talking about NFL every week, NBA every week, fantasy football every week in my sports section. We're going to get back to chopping it up. Sports, pop culture, cinema corner, all that jazz. But yeah, let's get into our first commercial break. We'll be right back. Pay some of these bills. And we'll be right back with you to talk some, pop culture. Again, the engagement, I talked a little bit about that already, but, Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, got into some trouble. Talk a little bit about that, and I'll get into these movies and TV show reviews, and I'll get you guys up out of here. But yes, the Best of Bias podcast. We'll be right back. Thank you for being here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.